Hey everybody, how's it going today? Ian back here with you, Entertainment Examiner. Hey, oh my gosh, Mission Impossible Fallout. Let's talk about this movie. This is the sixth installment in the Mission Impossible franchise, and one of the top two or three in the entire series. There's been six movies. I'm gonna kind of not recap, but just show you as a reminder. With movie series, I like to kind of, um, you know, recall where they came from and remember, where the series started with the 1996 original Brian De Palma, based, of course, on the popular 60s TV show. Then we had probably what most people would say the worst entry in the series is the John Woo MI2 second movie. The series made a comeback, especially because of the late great Philip Seymour Hoffman's villain, and being directed by J.J. Abrams' Mission Impossible 3. Probably my favorite of the series just because I love this sequence on the cover, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, directed by Brad Bird, and then Christopher McQuarrie's terrific Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, which was the previous one. Christopher McQuarrie, who is an Oscar winner for writing the terrific movie The Usual Suspects, is back writing and directing again. He did Rogue Nation, now he does Fallout. This time we see the IMF, the organization that Ethan Hunt and his team work for. He has a mission at the beginning of the film, essentially to disarm some nukes. And at its most basic, that's kind of what the plot is. There's a lot of twists and turns in terms of getting information from people. We have a CIA agent played by Henry Cavill, who is playing Superman right now. This is probably the best thing I've seen Henry Cavill in. He's made by his boss, played by Angela Bassett, to team up with Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise, of course. And there's some really cool scenes with them. And also back on the team, we have Rebecca Ferguson and Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames, who's been a staple of the series since the first one. And we have Alec Baldwin returning as the secretary or the boss, I think, of the IMF, where they get their orders from. There's so much about this movie that if you haven't seen it yet, I don't want to spoil anything. But one thing that McQuarrie is so good at, and he was great doing this with Usual Suspects, of course, and then with Rogue Nation, the last movie, is that you really don't know what's coming. And that's so great for this series. And I really like that he, almost from the beginning, made it feel like it could be part of the TV show again, which I think was a little bit missing in the last few entries, which isn't a knock on any of them, because I think that the series is actually getting better and better, which six movies in, that's so rare. I mean, how many series can you think of that are better 6 movies in? I mean, I think the last 3, Rogue Nation, Ghost Protocol, and now Fallout, are probably 3 of the best of the entire series. And I think that goes in part because of the stunts. Tom Cruise does a lot of his own stunts. There's a thrilling motorcycle chase, just awesome motorcycle chase that Tom Cruise actually broke his ankle, I think, filming. And they had to wait like a month for him to heal. And he did that big hanging on the plane thing in the last movie, and then him hanging off the tallest building in the world in Ghost Protocol. It was just a brilliant scene with those gloves. There's just some really great elements using the masks that they've introduced. And then there's a plot point near the end where we get a returning character from the previous films that you should recognize. There's a helicopter scene at the end that just rivals anything. There's a foot chase that is kind of humorous with Simon Pegg's Benji having to guide Tom Cruise through these streets to find a character. And again, I don't want to give too much away in case you haven't seen it yet, because there's just so much going on, and you really do have to pay attention to this movie because there's bits and pieces that you might miss. It actually might be better on second viewing because you might catch everything better. So, Yeah, I every time I think about this movie, I saw it a couple days ago, and I think what a great time I had at the movies. It's just a great summer popcorn flick, but it's actually even better than that because it's a really well written movie. McQuarrie's a terrific writer, and the cast is winning. I think it's one of Tom Cruise's best performances as Ethan Hunt, and I think that that the movie as a whole just delivers because it's so engaging and so thrilling. There's a fist fight scene in a bathroom that's amazingly shot, and it and it just keeps going, and you don't want any of these scenes to end because McQuarrie just knows what the audience wants, and he gives it to you, but he like multiplies it by 10. So when you rank up the action that much, but you're still giving the audience a thrilling storyline where they're guessing the whole time, it's just, it's why you go to movies like this or the movies in general. I thought this was a great movie, a 3.5 out of 4. I'm going to give it an A minus. Just as action movies go, this is a franchise that I've always enjoyed, but especially since Ghost Protocol, maybe even MI3 a little bit, it's really taken a step forward in a different direction. I mean, think about the opera scene on the scaffolding in Rogue Nation. I mean, that was awesome. So, yeah, this is a great movie, Mission Impossible Fallout. If you're an action fan, summer movie fan, go see this movie. Just go out now, after you're done watching my video, and go out and see this movie. So, that's all I got for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.